Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. And today I have another Brand Bites video for you, and today I will be taking you through all of the MAC products I have in my collection. I already did 3 other Brand Bites videos. I did Maybelline, Dior, and Catrice. And on one of those videos someone left a comment saying, hey, I love your haul, where are the swatches? So first up, you should know that these aren't hauls. I'm just trying to give you an overview of my makeup collection, brand by brand. And the reason why I don't do any swatches is because I do very extensive reviews of products over on my blog, and that's where you can find all the pictures with swatches on my face and all that. I do have to say that today most of the makeup on my face is MAC. And I will show you which bits and bobs those are. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's just get to the products. I thought I could start off by showing you some face products. I have 2 face powders. I used to have foundation, concealer, all that. But those I've actually already used up, and those have been back to MAC'd, and I no longer have those. But I do still have 2 face powders. I have a Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the color medium. I use this to powder my face today. I tend to love this in summertime, and this will then be the only thing I'm wearing, and a little bit of concealer to cover my dark circles. I think this holds up really nicely in pretty warm weather. It's not my favorite powder for putting over foundation. And I also have a Prep and Prime transparent pressed powder, and it's just your average white powder. This is actually a repurchase. I used up one of these completely. I'm currently trying tons of other powders, and that's why this hasn't gotten any use yet. But when I'm up for another transparent pressed powder, I will definitely be using this again. Where some people have tons of MAC blushes, I only have 4. I'm not sure why, and most of these were also limited edition. I only have 1 regular blush, and that's Margin, which is a frost finish, and that's what I'm wearing on my cheeks as blush today. I'm not wearing any bronzer or anything, and that's one thing I really like about this blush, because this is pretty much a multitasker. If I want to be very fuss-free, I just put this on. It looks like absolutely nothing in the pan, but when you put this on, you get a really nice, like, healthy, bronzy glow to your face, so it makes for a very natural look. And then the other 3 blushes I have are, I think they were all limited edition. One of them may have been made permanent, but I have the Solar Ray Mineralized blush, which was from a summer mineral collection that they did, and it has like a nice golden swirl. If you swatch this, it looks a lot like NARS Orgasm, but a bit more shimmery. I also have the Fresh Honey Mineralized blush, which is sort of like a very peachy color. I like this very much in the springtime. And last but not least, I have an Extra Dimension blush in At Dusk. This is a very pale pink, and this is one of my favorite go-to shades during winter time, because this looks really, really nice if I'm at my palest. I also have 3 of these larger compacts. One of them is a Mineralized Skin Finish, one of them is an Extra Dimension Skin Finish, and I have a blush. This is their dual toned blush in Azalea Blossom, I believe this is called, an Ombre blush. And this is like a purple at the top, and there's a pink towards the bottom. And this is a very, very pale shade, and again, this is one of my favorite colors to wear during wintertime. This is the Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Fairly Precious, and that's what I'm wearing as a bit of a highlight today. I don't think you can see it very much, because it's not super duper glowy, but it makes for a very nice subtle glow. And then this is my only mineralized skin finish, and this is in Lust, and this is, I believe, from the Taboo collection or something like that. I tend to use this mostly as a blush topper or as blush, because it is quite pigmented and it has quite a bit of color to it. But if I want to go for that glowy pinky blush shade, then this is the one. That's it for face and cheeks, and let's move on to brows. I actually used to use a MAC eyeshadow in Omega as my brow powder, and it's something I went back to for this video, so I used this today to do my brows. And I do have to say, I really, really like this shade for my brows. As you can also see, I'm not sure if you can see it from that distance, but I've hit major pan in this, and this used to be my go-to eyebrow product, and using it again today, I now realize why I'm not using this more often, because it's a great powder. I have 2 eyeliner pencils. I have a Chromagrahic eyeliner in NW20, and this is like a skin colored one, which is really nice for the lower lash line. And I also sometimes use this to clean up around my lip when I'm wearing a very bright or dark lip. And then the second eyeliner is their Pearlglide Intense Eyeliner in Blackline. And this is like a very like black and green shade. And I love to smudge this onto my lid and then use one of the single shadows that I'm about to show you to top it off for the perfect smoky eye. A bit of a miscellaneous product in my collection because I only own one MAC brush, but since it's an eye brush, I thought I'd throw it in with eye products. This is the MAC 217. This is a brush everybody raves about, and I have to say it's not my favorite. I've used this a number of times and I do really like it for blending out the crease, but for applying color, I find this to be a bit too big and too flat for my eyes. Back when I first got into makeup, all of YouTube was raving about the Fluidlines by MAC. Nobody ever used gel liner anymore, it seems, unless you're a makeup artist. But at that time, everybody was going on about these, and I own quite a few. I have the two classic ones in Blacktrack and Dipdown, which is like your standard black and your standard dark brown. I actually use Dipdown, which is my favorite, and I've used it to the most, on a flat liner brush, and I smudged it into my lashes, like the roots of my lashes, and it makes for a very natural defined eye without going overboard. And I also have two limited edition eyeliners. This is Copperthorn. I can't remember what collection this was with, but it's a metallic copper color. It's very chunky, so it's not the easiest to work with, but for Christmas, this is absolutely my favorite liner to wear. Another favorite is Dark Diversion, and Dark Diversion is pretty much MAC Sketch eyeshadow, which I'm about to show you as well, in an eyeliner form. I've used this tons. This works the best for like a nice burgundy liner. Moving on to eyeshadow then, I only have two MAC single shadows. I have an extra dimension eyeshadow in Sea Worship in the Alluring Aquatic limited edition packaging, and this is the single shadow I like to put over that eyeliner I just showed you in Blackline to make the perfect smoky eye. That's pretty much the only use I have for this shadow, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And I also have a mineralized eyeshadow in Invincible Light, and it's from the same collection as that blush I showed you in Solar Ray, and it's like a very shimmery, purpley, whitish gold, and this actually looks really, really nice in the inner corner. So why do I have so few MAC single shadows? Because very early on in my makeup loving life, I decided to make a MAC palette. I just upgraded to the newer packaging, and I decided to go for a dual-ended palette because I already had quite a few shadows. These are the shadows, and it has this like transparent overlay, so you can just flip that around. I really, really enjoy MAC shadows. They were the first high-end shadows I ever bought. These are sort of like my highlight shades. Then I have like shimmery all over the lid shades. These are my crease and like blend out shades. And then we go to the more, well, colorful, but it's still very neutral, but more colorful side. These are all very super duper shimmery, really pretty, either in the inner corner or all over the lid. Then I've got some more like colors, so I've got some peachy pinks, I've got some greens, and here I've got my darker crease and liner shades. And I've actually used this one and this one all over the lid today. This is in my crease, and then this is in the outer V, and this is on the lower lash line. So one product MAC is famous for are, of course, their paint pots. I have 4 of these. I have Painterly, which is one of my favorites, and is also the one I use the most, because this is great at blocking out your lid space, your lid color, and you can just put anything on top that you like. This is about to be dried up though. I've had this for quite a bit, and I'm gonna have to repurchase this when it does. A color very similar to Painterly is Bare Study, but it's like a very shimmery champagne-y color. I love using this during the summertime. I just put it all over my lid, just that, maybe a little bit of liner, mascara, and you're out the door. And then I have 2 other very similar colors. I have Rubenesque and I have Let It Pop. This is a super duper shimmery one, and this is another one of those like more creamy shades. And these are more like peachy, golden toned. Again, I love wearing these on their own in summertime. Moving on to pigments, I also have some loose shadows by MAC. First up are these 5 little pots. These are pigment samples. I remember this was another one of those things that everybody was buying a few years ago, and I just kept the ones that I thought might come in handy. Truth be told, I don't use a lot of pigments, and to buy these full size would just not be feasible for me, because I would never ever use them up. But the shades I have are Golden Olive, Pink Pearl, Melon, which is a famous one, Copper Sparkle, and Old Gold. And then I have these little guys. This was a set around Christmas time, I think 2 years ago. And they had different sets with miniature pigments. And that's when I thought, that can, you know, they're not the biggest. It came with a really nice glitter. This is Raining Riches. It also came with Rose, which is like a really nice rosy shade with a golden sheen to it. It also came with Whisper Pink, which is a very nice highlight shade. Another medium tone in this was the color Tan, which is quite a famous color by MAC. And then the darker shade in this was Heritage Rouge, and this is just one of the most perfect burgundy eyeshadows ever. All we still have to do are lips. Let's just start with lip pencils because I don't have that many. I don't buy lip liners with every single lipstick I buy. I just have a few just to get me around. I have 2 nudes. I have Soar and Staunchly Stylish. And I have Cherry, which is a bright red. And then I've got 2 darker ones. I've got Burgundy and Currant. For lips, I would like to start off by showing you my 4 sort of like super duper everyday shades. These probably all look very similar on camera, but they are all slightly different finishes and slightly different tones. I have a Luster in Syrup, and this is like a great everyday neutral shade if you don't know what to wear. Then I have one of my favorite lipsticks. This is Brave, which is a satin. And then I have Twig, which is another satin, which is just a little bit deeper and a bit more brown than Brave. And then I have Mare, which is a matte, and I bought Soar pencil to go with this, and it's one of my favorite combos ever. I also have 2 more like brownie nudes. I have Whirl and Velvet Teddy. Whirl is very new to me. I've only worn it once or twice so far. Velvet Teddy is in fact my oldest MAC lipstick. It's one of those shades that just looks very flattering on if you have my type of skin tone. And then I also have 2 more like pinky neutrals. I have Pink Plaid, which is a matte, which used to be one of my favorites. I wore this all the time. And I have Lovelorn, which is a luster, which is pretty much the same shade and tone as Pink Plaid, but a much lighter texture. I also have a few very bright lipsticks, and these are the first 2. I have Flat Out Fabulous, which is like between a pink and a purple, which is a very interesting shade. And this is Impassioned, which is a very nice bright fuchsia, and that's what I'm wearing on my lips today. And then the other bright lipsticks that I have are Candy Yum Yum and Watch Me Simmer. Watch Me Simmer was limited edition, so I don't think you can still get this. But this was an amplified, and Candy Yum Yum is a matte. And this is a really nice, very vibrant, almost neon pink with a blue undertone and a white base. And last but not least, I have some red lipsticks. I have the Riri Woo limited edition collection lipstick, which is very similar to Ruby Woo, but this was a Rihanna collaboration. I bought this thinking, hey, then at least I have that sort of like really classic matte shade in super duper cool packaging. The problem with this color is that it bleeds on me like there is no tomorrow, which is why I just now keep it on display with some of my nicer looking lipsticks, but I don't actually wear it. Moving on then to my other reds in my MAC lipstick collection, I have Chili and Lady Danger. Chili is a very brick red, and Lady Danger is very much an orange toned red, which I love to wear during summertime. And then last but not least, I have Russian Red, which is my all-time favorite red. This is a very neutral red. It's not too blue, not too orange, not too brown. It's like right bang in the middle. So if you're looking for like a classic red, I would really recommend this one. And I also have Sin, which is very new, and I'm sure I'll be using this a lot during fall and winter. So those are all of the MAC products that I currently have in my possession. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and please subscribe because I make new videos every single Sunday. So I hope to see you again next week. Bye!